On this video, we will illustrate and explain how to remove and replace the tilt actuator on an NT Trackchair. There are two items of significance before we begin. First, you can identify a solid, elevated work surface. This project, like most, becomes a lot easier. Secondly, there are two times in the process of removing and replacing the actuator that will require the seat base to be tilted forward and be held firmly and safely in place. This can be accomplished with a solid wood brace to prop it up or another set of hands. The tools needed for this job are shown here, with a brief description of each. We will start by shutting down the joystick to reduce the risk of injury. With that completed, locate the actuator wire harness as illustrated. Follow the cable to the right side and disconnect the lead cable. Next, remove the seat cushion from the frame by removing the 4 bolts under the seat that secure the cushion in place using a 7/16" socket. Now look for a small P-clamp that holds the cable to the frame. Using a Phillips screwdriver plus the 5/16" wrench, loosen and remove. Make sure you keep track of all these small pieces. You'll need them for reassembly. Now we move to the heart of the project, removing the failed actuator itself. We'll start by removing the bolt from the top rear of the actuator using the 1/4" Allen wrench and the 9/16" combination wrench. With the nut and washer removed, you may have to use a rubber mallet or a similar item to lightly tap the bolt out. As you do, keep track of the 2 black plastic spacers. At this point, you're going to need the wedge or brace we talked about at the beginning, or that extra set of hands. Lift and tilt the seat base forward and prop it up with the board or held steady by your helper. This will give you a better view and easier access to the actuator itself. Next, disconnect the 6-pin joystick harness and cut the cable tie. Now locate the mounting bolt on the lower front actuator. This is where the 12" extension comes in handy, with your ratchet or impact wrench and the 1/4" Allen socket. Remove this mounting bolt. Again, you may need the mallet to tap it out. When completed, simply pull the non-functioning actuator out. The next step is to place the new actuator in the exact same position as the old. Now we need to replace the lower front mount bolt. Generally, the bolt goes in from the right side as you're looking at it from the front and slides in easily. Secure the bolt with the original flat washer and nylock nut and tighten with your ratchet wrench. The next step is to plug the actuator wire harness back in as shown on the video and test it for proper function using the tilt switch. If everything performs correctly, it's time to secure the rear mount. This mount requires proper alignment. Slightly twisting the actuator shaft to align with the 2 frame mounts as illustrated here. Reinstall the black plastic spacers with 1 on each side. With the bolt properly inserted, replace and tighten the flat washer and nylock nut using the Allen wrench and the 9/16" wrench. Next, plug in the 6-pin connection and, if used, remove the brace and lower the seat frame back down into position. Test for proper tilt function using the tilt toggle, leaving the seat in the most forward position to complete the wiring process. Next, zip tie the 2 cables to the main body of the actuator. Install the P-clamp that secures the cable to the frame as shown. Reinstalling the seat cushion is next using the 7/16" wrench or socket and the same 4 bolts, the flat washers and the lock washers. That's it. You've successfully replaced your actuator.